fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku. And well, Deku in the last part, he went out to meet the Meta Liberation Army. Him and Todoroki, they went out, and yeah, Deku basically almost immediately was recognized as Hawk's young son. However, the members of the army, they didn't see Deku as just that. Deku all of his life has been compared to his parents, never seen as just Izuku Takami. Now, Deku, he enjoyed this. He wasn't being compared to them. The legacy he has to live up to. This was amazing. Now, Deku, he and Todoroki did then go home. As whenever Todoroki got dropped off, Endeavor found out that they were both outside. Her basically putting them in a scenario where it looks like they're dating. Now, this did just piss off Endeavor more, since Todoroki, she had this idea as an excuse as to why they would sneak out at night. Now, Deku, he didn't really mind, but he was more or less just surprised, as we actually do have at school the next week, where a small little rumor has been going around. Now then, we do actually have Deku at lunch, where he does have his headphones in and he is just eating by himself. As you actually have where somebody they do set a tray down directly in front of him. Deku going to look up as he does see Todoroki. Deku going to actually bring his hand up and move his headphones out of the way. Yo. Hi. So, what's up? I'm very curious. Would you be free to train or hang out later? Oh, maybe after school. Why? I just wanted to know. Along with that, did you get any word from Denki? Oh yeah, that guy. Apparently, this weekend they're doing a training thing. They want people to harness their quirks. That way, in the event of Deku just looking around, and at least going to say a name, talking about how in case that day does come up. Really? Yeah, it's pretty strange. But by that time, I want to say our powers themselves will be pretty good. Did you want to come over? Now, whenever Deku did say that sentence, you actually have somebody who did pass by. As a girl, she immediately went to turn her head and drop her tray. As Deku actually turned his head to look at her. Now, her face just shows a shocked expression. And, yeah. This is the first time Deku, he's showed interest in a girl at his school. And a lot of the girls who do see Deku as, well, a celebrity there, yeah. Deku's fangirls, they're just yikes. Now, we do actually have where a bunch of girls do come walking up, shortly afterwards, or let's just say later on into the day. And they do approach Todoroki. Now, Deku, he was going to leave school whenever he did actually hear something. Now, Deku, yeah. He did just do one thing. Whenever he did have his headphones in and go to walk towards the window, the girls, they started to crowd around and approach Todoroki, trying to talk to her. Now, Deku did turn his head and see this in the corner of his eye. as he did just decide to do one thing: step out the window, and then using two feathers to stand on them and sit right outside out of their view. Now, Deku did then go to take off his headphones, as he does hear a following conversation. So why exactly are you hanging out with Takami? Hmm? What are you talking about? Yeah, he wouldn't talk to someone like you usually. Besides, you're training with him, aren't you? You're trying to get into UA, right? Hmm? Yes, that's correct. We've had some training sessions this week. Along with that, we have fought before. Hmm? You've tried to actually take him out? Hmm? Take him out? What are you talking about? You've tried to fight him. Have you gone out to lunch with him before? Hmm? Yes, on both occasions. Why? Hmm. Jeez. You're not even his type. I doubt he would kiss you. Hmm? Kiss me? But we kissed last week. No. Deku, he does just bring his hand up. Is this girl dense? No. The girls, they all do at least get very shocked. As you actually have one of them, they do go to bring their hand up to try and slap Todoroki. As Deku does just do one thing. He turns back into the view window and goes to send feathers out that direction. As the girl who did go to actually try and slap Todoroki, she gets suddenly just jerked away from her and pinned against the wall. Now, I believe they do stare at the girl, before they just see white feathers and then they all do turn their heads to see that Deku is just staying there with his leg on the windowsill. Ah, all of you really think that that's a good option? Now, all of them do just stare at Deku, as some do immediately try to apologize, and others they're just shocked that he's defending her. Now, you do actually where Deku does come walking up to her, as he does just talk about how him and Todoroki, they are actually a couple, and that he's been hiding it from all of them because of this simple little fact. Now, Todoroki just turned to look at Deku, as she just remains silent, since she doesn't really know what to say here. All of these girls just start getting more and more pissed off, so she's guessing that her just speaking or opening her mouth has something to do with it. Now, I bet they do just stare at Deku as he does walk up to Todoroki, and he does go to pick her up as if she's a princess. Now, all of them they do just stare at Deku, as he does have his headphones on and his long hair is somewhat covering his eyes. As Deku does talk to all of them about how they really should just leave her alone. Now, Deku does turn around to go to walk back towards the window. And you do actually have where somebody they do actually try to call it out. That's a lie. Now, Deku does freeze, as does Todoroki in his arms. Excuse me? You're lying. There's no way you can go for that girl. She's quiet. She doesn't talk. She's weird. She's what? She's, well? Now, Deku does just do one thing. As he does actually go to bring up his arm and actually move it up a bit, as he does pull in Todoroki and go to kiss her. Now, everyone they do just remain there shocked, as Deku does actually look his eyes that way, before going to pull backwards, turning back around and jumping out the window. Now, this is going to cause quite a bit of commotion in their school, and you do actually have Todoroki as Deku is flying. Why do you do that? Why what? Why did you stick up for me? I've had problems before like this. Why? Jeez. Those are fangirls. No matter what you say or do, they're gonna get pissed off at you. Along with that, you didn't really seem to be handling that very well. What are you talking about? You basically just told them that we're a couple. Along with that, you should have told them that we haven't had lunch, we haven't kissed, we just trained together. And leave it at that. I'm guessing that stupid little incident at lunch has to do with this. Incident? Yeah. A girl passing by our table. She dropped a tray. So I'm guessing she heard me invite you over. Really? Is it really that big of a deal? You do realize who my parents are, right? I mean, haven't you had guys try to hit on you before? Not really, no. Are you serious? Yes, I am. Most guys would be intimidated by my father. Most of them don't really think that I'd be that much of a cute girl anyways. Now, Deku does hear Todoroki talk. She apparently has never had a boyfriend. And from what he can hear about this, the idea of dealing with Endeavor as a father-in-law is what scared most guys away. She has, well, actual issues. And Deku can see from her face that she actually does feel affected by these. It's actually kind of interesting. So there is a normal girl under all that trauma. Now, we do actually have back at Deku's home, where Deku he's landed and actually gone to walk inside. Now, we actually do have Deku's sisters, who, both of them, they're actually already at home. Now, you do actually have where Todoroki, she does meet Deku's sisters, Sue and Maya, and she just finds them to be very strange. You can tell that both of these two, well, they are certainly pro-heroes kids, but it's very strange. Looking at one, they have a bird quirk. The other, they have the rabbit quirk. So, this is very weird. The two would be nearly identical. However, both of them they possess mutation-based abilities. Now, it's very strange to her watching Deku interact with these two. They seem so happy. And Deku talked about how he's going to need the backyard to train with his friend. And he did actually have where both the two did remark on how Deku has never brought home a friend before. Yeah, well, first time for everything, okay? Now, if both of you guys leave us alone, I'll make your guys' favorite food, okay? Really? Yeah, trust me, I will. Besides, you know that Dad's out of town and Mom, she's probably gonna come home late from work again. So that does mean I'm stuck taking care of both of you. Now, Todoroki she does hear how casually Deku did say that, as she just asked if his parents are out very often. Yeah, they are. In fact, this happens more than you think. Ever since I was, 7, 8, I've had to at least try cooking. Most of the time, though, our diet consists of meat, carrots, and potatoes. It's good for our diets, along with the fact that our bodies were based off of the animals, or at least our quirks are. So, often than not, we get our fill on those. Our diets, we have some restrictions. Like, what is it? I don't think I can have chocolate? Well, what makes you say that? My feathers start acting weird after I do. Along with that, that's the same for, well, Deku pointing at his sister, who she does have her hands, or at least the mutation for her arms being wings. Deku talking about how she can't have it either. But, let's just say, Mai over here, she can. Now, if I've gotten the two confused, that's because I did not assign both these two names. I just gave them random names. I didn't say, oh, this one has this quirk. If I did, I may have forgotten. Now, the two would go into the backyard and start to train, as Deku does talk about how he won't be using his wings. Now, you do actually where Deku, he does go to do something that his father has done before. Deku, he does go to actually take off all the feathers off of his back. And you do actually have where Todoroki should just watch Deku. She thought that those wings were real, but apparently they're not. Now, she just stare at him, since she's just seeing him now with, well, his mother's quirk. It being quite weird. Now, Deku does just bring up his hands, talking about how This time, they'll be as he's going to crouch down and bring his right hand down to the ground using this quirk. Are you serious? Yeah, come on. My mom's trained me on how to fight whenever she is home. So, I feel this would be best against your ice. Now, you do actually have Mai and Sue, or Mia and Sue, who are watching as Deku and Todoroki the do actually start to fight. And you do actually have where his sisters are watching Deku break through the ice and completely start to power through it. Todoroki, she is holding back. However, she is very surprised. Deku is using powerful kicks. Along with that, he's actually doing very well. Now, eventually the day would be over, and Todoroki shows actually stay for dinner. This being where she does enjoy some food and then eventually go home. Now, this type of scenario would happen very often. It's either they're spending time at Todoroki's house or they're spending time at Deku's house. And there is even whenever Denki he does actually get into, well, let's just say, turning the duo into a bit of a trio. Now, it was very strange for him. The fact that these two are both pro heroes, he didn't know about that, or they're both pro heroes kids, he didn't know about that. It was just strange. Trying to think about it like that. He accidentally just put two people with the potential of the top 10 heroes, or at least the potential of the top two and then the third and fourth hero, onto their side. It's crazy. They basically have a Hawks and Miruko, and they might as well have an Endeavor. Now, Denki he does suddenly just think about that, wondering if he should ask stupid questions, or if he should just keep his mouth shut. As we do actually have in Deku's backyard, let's just say around 5 to 7 months later, where Deku is actually flying around and trying to avoid Todoroki's ice. As you actually have where she does go to do one thing. Whenever Deku he actually just blasts through her ice with a kick, he does actually go rushing forwards. As Deku does leap off of one of his legs, and then go actually bring down his other one and leap off of that one. As Deku's using that to maintain speed and focus. Now, we do actually have Denki, who, thanks to actually starting training with these two, he's started to gain a bit more control of his abilities. He's, well, not very clever if you could put it that way. And from what Deku has seen with Denki, he does just fire off all of his power in one go, and try to use it that way. Now, Todoroki was the one to try and tell Denki about quirk regulation, or power regulation if you do want to put it that way. Try and activate his quirk with a smaller degree, and just let that build up to a point where it does feel like that he has enough control over it, but it still could be unstable. Now, Denki was very confused by this statement. However, after trying to put into action and somewhat frying his brain a couple times, he did start to understand it a bit more. Now, you do actually have where Deku he did try to also explain his own quirk to Denki, and the guy was very surprised. Now, we actually do have back to the sparring match. Deku is currently chasing after Todoroki, as he's leaping and going after her. Deku actually going to cut her off as she did go to turn. Deku directly smashing right into her and rolling into the ground with her. As we do actually have Denki, who he does just go to bring up his hands. And he's trying to think. If he does blast that way, he'll fire into both of those two. From what he does know from trying to study, ice, it should be able to use his power on it. So let's just try it. Now, Denki does go to actually blast out some power, and go to make it go in their direction. The power actually smashing into the ground just in front of Deku and Todoroki. As Deku, he does just turn back to Denki and go to rush forwards at the guy. Now, Deku, yeah, he needs to get in close. For this match, he's only using his other quirk, or his baseline abilities. And he's also trying to train his feathers to grow back faster. So, let's just see. Now, Deku does rush in, as he does actually get close to Denki, as Denki does go to bring up one of his legs, or let's just say one of his hands, to try and actually grab Deku and tase him, since close quarters combat is where he does excel. Now, Denki would have completely electrified his body, as Deku does land his kick and get shocked in his leg, as Denki does go to bring up his hand, and Doki go to actually, well, narrowly touch Deku, as you actually have Deku's headphones, which they would explode. Now, Deku, yeah, he was very annoyed, and it was not pretty. Deku, after being tased, he did hit the ground. You do actually have where Deku, he did actually go to grab his headphones and look at them, since part of them did explode. Now, Deku is very annoyed, as he just looked back up at Denki. Dude, come on. What? These were expensive. Really? My bad, man. Listen, I was trying to tase you. Fuck. You got me in my rib. Well, you deserve it. You destroyed my headphones. Dude, I'll buy you new ones. It doesn't matter. This isn't. That's not the point, dude. These were a gift from my dad. Your dad? Yeah, dude. Come on. They're the same model of the ones he uses for hero work. Oh, my bad, dude. Can't you just call him? Not really. Besides, he doesn't really pick up the phone. Why? He's on a job. Is he? Yeah. No. Deku, he does just try to keep this under wraps. The fact is, his dad's investigating the Meta Liberation Army. And Deku, he's now involved with them. He's gone to more meetings in this time. And in fact, he even has gotten a little bit deeper inside of the organization. Because of exactly his abilities. They're seen as quite powerful. And Deku, he's already unknowingly met the leader of the Meta Liberation Army. Now, it is very interesting to Deku. Now, Deku does talk about how they can all take a break, as he does just go to toss his destroyed headphones towards, well, the side. Now, Denki actually where his stomach does go to growl, and he does just go to look at Deku. So, you hungry? Oh, please, dude. We've been training all day. Of course I'm hungry. Hey, Todoroki, right? Yes, that's me. You hungry? I could go for a bite. Now, Deku does look towards Todoroki, asking if she would like to go back to that one place or get cold soba. Well, I'm not against going back to that place. However, I would prefer to go get soba. Come on, are you serious? Yes, I'm very serious. I mean, I would love to try some more. The burgers at that place are quite good. But at the same time, there's also a shop in another shopping district if any of you guys would like to go there. Another shopping district? Yes, just on the other side of town. In fact, I want to say that it's not actually too far from here. It would be about. How long does it take to fly to the mall? About 30 minutes. Let's see. I'd say it would probably take about an extra 15 to get there. But even then, you might be able to find a hero manufacturer there. A what? Well, there's companies that manufacture hero gear. Maybe they could repair your father's headphones. Or maybe you can get replacements. That's a good idea. I'm well aware. Now, Deku does look towards Todoroki. This facade they've had going on for a few months. Privately, they're friends. However, publicly at school and in front of Endeavor, they're in a relationship. It's very funny. This girl, she's kind of come out of her shell. And it's also sort of weird. She seemed very robotic whenever he first did meet her, but now she's more human. She has more social skills and is able to talk to people a lot easier. She now knows to not say certain things and to say actually things that would be more appropriate for the situation. So, it seems like all she really did need is a friend to talk to. And maybe a therapist, but that's another situation. Anyways, cutting away from that, Deku does go to grab these two, holding onto them as he does use some feathers to actually even them out in the air, as they're all flying. Now, Denki finds it to be quite crazy. He still can't believe that this is what Deku sees every day. And we actually have where Deku he does go to land in the shopping district. As a pro hero, he does come running up, trying to tell Deku, as Deku does do the whole stick, talking about how he has to stretch his wings or they could be cut off, and how this guy needs to learn more about birds. Now, the guy, he is not really too sure what to say. However, he does just decide to leave Deku alone, since from what he's hearing, this kid's not breaking any laws, and he's not really doing anything really bad, but he still can't just let this go. Him basically explained to Deku to at least not land in a crowded area. Now, Deku, yeah, he would accept this from the man. However, he doesn't really care about that. Now, you do actually have where the three, they do start to actually look around the mall and actually do a few things. Now, Deku, yeah, he does just start to going to different places with the hero agencies. Or, not hero agencies, the different stores that do specialize in some hero technology, or at least some sort of fabrication. Now, Deku, yeah, from what many places are telling him, they can't just simply repair this. The wires are fried, components are fried, and even the system that does produce music is fried. If Deku does want to buy a pair of headphones from them, they'll be fine and at least happy to customize him some. That would look similar. Now, Deku doesn't like that offer, and he would just leave, trying more and more stores, as it's not really working too well. Now, eventually you do have where all three of them, they're sitting in the shop Shoto did recommend. And Deku, he's eating some soba. Not gonna lie, this is actually some pretty good stuff. I'm aware. Besides, did you really doubt me? Just a smidge. So, I'm just confused though. You didn't find a place for your headphones? Not really, no. But maybe I could just talk to somebody about it? Hmm? Well, I do have an idea. Really? What would that be? Hmm. I believe if I'm correct, Momo Yajirozu, a girl in our class, she might be able to help you. Really? I think so. How would she be able to? Well, I think she has a creation quirk. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've heard of her before. Wait, you guys go to the same school? Obviously, dude. Yes, we do. Besides, what about you? Don't you go to a school? I mean, I do, yeah, but I'm not really too sure what to say about it. Well, that does suck. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. This girl has a creation quirk. If she knows the designs and the blueprints of many things, she might be able to create you a pair exactly like them. Possibly even better. Interesting. Now, Deku, he does accept this offer, as the three do fly back home and hang out some more, as we do actually have the next day. where Deku, he does approach Moe Rozu, as it's very surprising. Apparently, she is in his class. Now, Deku, he does approach her at lunch, as he does sit down at the table she's at, and everyone there staring at Deku. Hey, you're Momo, correct? Hmm? Oh, you're Takami from my class, right? Yeah, I am. So, what brings you over here? Well, many things, actually. I was pretty curious if you could make something for me. I've heard about your quirk. Oh, really? I'm sorry, I can't just make you something. It's, well, my quirk's a bit more complicated than you do think. I need to know exactly what I'm making. And they're going to pull out his headphones. I would need you to make me a pair of these, or at least a new pair, please. Hmm? Those are headphones. Yeah. Would that be a problem? No, it's just I would need to take them apart. You do understand that, right? Oh yeah, no, that's fine. They're busted anyways. Oh, um, well, I'm not really very comfortable with doing that for you. I would say that you could just go out and buy some more, right? That's just the thing. My dad gave me these, and my friend busted them by accident just yesterday. And I tried looking around some more. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not very comfortable with helping you with this. Oh, alright. But I did have a question about you, though. Hmm? What is it? Didn't you apply for UA as well as, well, what is it, another high school? Yes, I did. Why is that? Well, I'm curious. You're going on recommendation, right? Yes, I am. How did you know that? I'm going on recommendation, along with, well, a friend of mine. Really? So I'll see you at UA? Are you going to be in class 1A or another classroom? I'll be in class 1A. Oh, so we'll be classmates next year. That is true unless we get in. Hmm? Yeah, I know what you mean. Now, Deku does look at the way Momo does act for a second, as she'll go to avert eye contact. Hmm? Do you think you'll get in? Hmm? Oh, I'm sure I will, but I just need to train harder. Really? You do realize your quirk's pretty good, right? Hmm? What are you talking about? My quirk's not really that special. Actually, it is. Hmm? You can create anything, right? If I know how it's made. Okay, so I got a question then. Can't you just, like, watch a bunch of stuff on your phone while eating something like a tub of ice cream? Or even a bag of chips and just start making stuff like that? Like, you could carry around a notebook and just look over blueprints and stuff like that if you draw them up. I'm sorry? I mean, just think about it. With your quirk, you can create guns, firearms, bombs. I think you can create poisonous gases and stuff like that. If you really wanted to, I think. Where can you use your quirk at? Oh, all over the surface of my body. Really? Yes, actually, it's pretty interesting. I'm able to create things out of my back, my arms, my chest. I've even made some things out of my face, out of my neck, and so theoretically, you could, what, make springs out of your feet, right? Hmm? I'm sorry? Well, I mean, you could, right? Create poles or something like that. Something that would be able to lunge you forwards with momentum. Huh, I've never thought of it that way. You haven't? I mean, if you really think about it, you could use that to your advantage. Create an object that could move you while you're in the air, while you're fighting somebody. Unexpectedly, you can create an object to push them away. Your quirk would be pretty useful if you really sat down and thought about it. Um, wow, I haven't really. That's an interesting idea. But I do have a few problems with that, though. You don't have anyone to train it against, do you? Not really. I'm sort of not really in league with a lot of friends. Oh, then would you want to train later? Hmm? Really? You're not just I'm Hawks's kid. I think money wouldn't really be why I'm after being your friend. Friend? I mean, yeah. We're gonna be classmates next year, so might as well get along, right? I guess so. No. You do actually have Deku, who he's actually very interested in this idea. And Momo, she's actually very surprised by how Deku's thinking about her quirk. She hasn't thought about it the same way he has. So, she'll just do one thing. She'll just take the headphones talking about how she can look over these later, and possibly make them a new pair. However, she won't be able to do it today. Hmm? Oh, I completely forgot about those. You did? Yeah. Momo was very surprised. He was sweet talking her, wasn't he? He was trying to get her to do this. It's classic manipulation, right? Now, Deku is gonna walk away, talk about how they can all meet up after school, and Momo should just watch him walk away. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. To have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part.